Mr. Chairman, and thank you to our witnesses for being here and for all the important work that you do. Like so many across the country, farmers in Northern Illinois have faced some incredibly difficult years recently. They've had to cope with tough weather conditions as well as disruptions caused by the coronavirus pandemic. And through no fault of their own, they were forced to bear the brunt of the previous president's misguided trade war with China. I'm heartened to see that times appear to be looking up, but this doesn't erase the hardships that farmers have faced, and it's critical that we learn from recent experiences so we can do better, both in Congress and at USDA. I'm concerned by evidence that payments made through the Market Facilitation Program were not distributed fairly across regions and crops, and that large farms benefited at the expense of smaller farms like those in my district. Recent analyses, including a September report by the Government Accountability Office, suggest that corn, soybean, and dairy farmers in districts like mine receive disproportionately low MFP payments compared to those in other regions or producing other commodities, even though they represent some of the producers hardest hit by the trade war. Other analysis published just yesterday by the Environmental Working Group found that nearly a quarter of all MFP payments in 2019 and 2020 went to the top 1% of recipients. I'm aware that the OIG has released 2 reports on the Market Facilitation Program. However, these reports did not include analysis or recommendations as to the effectiveness of the program in carrying out its core mission to aid farmers directly impacted by retaliatory tariffs. So, Ms. Fong, I understand that your office's review of MFP is ongoing. Are you considering these concerns over the design and distribution of the MFP payments as part of this review? And if so, when can we expect to see that report? Ms. Fong, you're muted.
Okay, here we go. Let me offer a few introductory comments, and then I think Gil will have some additional detail. You are exactly right in terms of some of the issues that have come up in this whole area of the trade mitigation portfolio. We have a number of ongoing reviews, including the review of the Market Facilitation Program. Our initial work that you referred to, we were looking at the USDA's overall authority to do these programs, and we found that overall USDA has authority to do them. And so we are now looking at the specific programs to see how they were delivered, how they're designed, whether they're accomplishing what they're supposed to accomplish. As you mentioned, GAO is doing work as well. We work very closely with GAO to make sure we're not duplicating efforts. And so they have their area of focus, as you know. We are looking at the administration of the program. We're looking at producer eligibility, accuracy of payments, and distribution of payments across demographics and geographical areas so that we don't overlap with GAO.
Great.
You may have heard about our work on the demographics issue as well, which we think is very interesting. So let me just offer Gil a chance to comment on where we are in this work and what we can expect.
Yes, ma'am. We are in the midst of field work on this assignment where we're actually looking at a sample of producer case files, having that information sent in to us. We are doing a stat sample, so there's about 100 case files that we're going to be looking at and seeing what we can say program-wide related to that on payment accuracy and eligibility. We're expecting to have that report later this summer.
Great, thank you. Your May 2020 report on MFP found that USDA's methodology is reasonable and was applied consistently, but it doesn't mean that it's effective or equitable. And so even if MFP is ended, it's important that we can apply the lessons learned to any new programs. And I want to do everything that I can to make sure that farmers in my district get a fair shake. I really encourage your office to do this necessary analysis in upcoming reviews and to make recommendations that USDA can apply to future programs. And with that, I'll yield back, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.